Tenchi Muyo now.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
This is just according to one person, but you said the new one sounds like an alternate universe where none only knows. So they say Universe 1 is the original series, R2, and Akito, which is the thing I dropped after like one episode.
Right.
Universe 2 is a show called Nunnally in Wonderland, so we can probably ignore that one.
Yeah.
Universe 3, this is just what they say, is Kodo, comma, Hondo, comma, Odo, comma, Fukatsu. So they're making these shows real easy for English viewers to figure out which is which.
God, Sunrise sucks.
Yeah, they should have just kept making more My Hime.
No, because they just fucked that up way worse.
I know. The end of Otome got ridiculous, that prequel thing.
But, okay, the prequel shit, yeah. Like, the dumb Cipher bullshit. Like, that show was terrible. But the actual TV show itself was good.
No, I know.
I thought My Hime were both pretty good.
Pardon?
But, I don't know. I haven't seen.
Are you trying to pick a fight, John Thayer?
No, I mean, I know My Hime. My Hime is the one that has the terrible ending, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
it's good till the last episode where they commit to nothing.
Okay. And then My Otome was okay?
My Otome's good.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the production values that My Hime has, but, like, storyline-wise, it sticks to its guns and isn't afraid to make the tough decisions.
Cool.
It's not as consistently good, but because it lands the ending.
Yeah, that's all.
Because My Hime writes checks its ass can't cash.
Oh, yeah. Its ass is too afraid to cash.
Oh, that sounds like
it doesn't want to commit to
deliciously
anything.
Piss me off.
It was Monica before Monica, basically.
Yeah.
But then they wimp out the last episode.
Like, it felt like it's such a fucking jerk in the opposite direction that she's like, Jesus Christ, you people were real scared of backlash or something.
And then Sayaka lived, and everyone was happy.
Yep.
Oh, turns out Monica did defeat the witch, and yay, everybody's happy now.
Oh, shit. That's a lot of biddies flowing in there.
Oh, that's 1 bit.
That is 1 bit, and then 50. That is 51 bits, and then 100 bit. So that's 150 biddies from our good pal Tinku Gemini.
Do you still have that fart thing on?
It didn't do it for the bits for some reason. I have it all set though. I don't know. I didn't do the math. I just looked at the leaderboard.
That's 6 times 8 plus 2 is
50.
Wait. 6 times 8, that's 48. Because 6 times 7 is 42. And then plus 2 is 50. And then there's the 100. So 150.
Yeah, after 5, I don't think he knows that you can just put a leaderboard up there at the top of the chat and you can just look up and see, oh, hey, that's what he gave me. After 5 counts every little bitty bop you put in there. And then we try and start typing different numbers to fuck with him. Real good. We're good friends.
Good.
We're good friends. That's what good friends do. All right, you two, keep these people entertained for a few minutes.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Hey, Ray. Hey, Rhett. How you doing?
Oh, jeez. So basically, My Otome is the Love Live Sunshine of My Hime.
Basically?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's the good one I should pay attention to? No, that's okay.
Well, kind of.
Yeah. Someday, I'm opening my heart to Love Live.
No, you're not. You're just trolling.
No. Every time y'all post another nice, warm Love Live pic, it just makes me think, that just seems nice. Maybe I should check that out sometime.
So I can corrupt it.
No.
Yes.
I like wholesome, innocent, nice things.
Bullshit.
Here, I can find one. Let me see. I liked Hidamari's sketch, even though I dropped it halfway through the second season.
The second season's the good one.
I was like, oh yeah, more of this. All right, cool.
If you had said seasons 1 or 3, I would have been like, yeah, that's fair.
I'm trying to load my list here.
Your list?
Surely there's something warm and nice and wholesome that I like.
John Thayer, I will punch the motherfucking shit out of you.
For what?
Now that you're back, can I run to the bathroom real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. We're gonna put this boy in line before you get back.
What could you possibly punch me for?
You don't have to ask for an answer to that question, John Thayer. You already know.
Oh, the cooking show. The fake cooking show. That's wholesome and nice. That's one thing. Gotta be something. Nozaki-kun. That's totally nice. I like that a lot. Red said there's no possible way I could ever enjoy Love Live. Can you believe that?
I can't believe that at all.
Honestly.
I don't think there's any way anybody can enjoy Love Live, though.
Yeah, it looks kind of bad.
Yeah, just typical moe garbage with no substance.
Also, they look like plastic aliens whenever they sing or dance.
Literally, they do! Oh my god!
It's awful. It looks so bad. Ugh. Even the illustrations, they mostly just kind of look dead-eyed and weird.
It's
not
very
even like
polished in a way that is so very pandering. It's just like, it's so cynical to me.
Yeah. It doesn't really appeal. But maybe, you know, Red and Chelsea posting the nice pics, and I'm just like, alright, maybe this could be nice.
Yeah,
maybe not really.
Like,
I don't know.
So, Jesus Christ, I'm thinking just like, man, you got like K-On! and then people liked that enough, and now we have Love Live. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck happened to having taste in Japanese cartoons?
I should just revisit Hidamari Sketch. That show was nice.
Because Hidamari Sketch is literally like good and wholesome.
Yeah, I got Rhett mad when you were gone because I mentioned that I dropped that halfway through the second season. But that was John of like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
That's not even. That's
now
not even
you were like.
Now you're way
old.
more in tune with wholesome, good entertainment.
Yeah.
Did I just hear Polly dunking on Love Live?
Yep.
Is that what you did when I? Yeah, I think that's what I came back to.
It's the perfect reason to come back.
Polly drew a fucking line from K-On! To Love Live.
Well, it's the same fucking shit. Tell me it's not the same shit. You can't.
There's way more of an overall plot to Love Live. K-On! Is like, hey, we're gonna play Budokan, and then like 3 episodes in, they're like, yeah, just kidding.
That fart came in perfectly. Rhett's here trying to extol the virtues of Love Live.
Really, I was dunking on K-On!, so whatever.
Life is very good. Thank you for the resub.
Ain't it? Ain't it just? I've had a very nice week.
Well, that's good, and we will talk about it because we're going to welcome everybody to Sockscast episode 94. The Sockscast, brought to you as always by Moon Pies. Moon Pies will help you hide the body.
Moon Pies, gamer fuel.
Oh my god. To my immediate virtual right, just in time for Christmas, it's Rhett.
Hi.
What's up, gamer?
I'm a gamer.
I
fucking love Moon Pies.
Moon Pies are great. There you go. It's the best endorsement. This shit's gonna work, I'm telling you.
One of these days it's gonna work.
That's a reference that only we'll get.
I know, that's a deep cut.
That's a pretty deep cut, yeah.
I didn't.
It's fine, John.
Okay.
It's okay for me and Rhett to have inside jokes and you not get them because that makes us laugh even more that you don't get them because you're excluded.
I kind of appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a good dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Good dynamic. You got 2 good hosts, 1 bad host. So how's it going, gamer?
I don't know. It's going.
It's going. It's just a typical old Sunday thing.
A very chill weekend.
Yeah. I'm doing that too. Got the air conditioner on. It's a nice 69 degrees in my room right now.
Very nice.
See, you understand the correct temperature.
Yeah, I do.
You don't set your thermostat to 85. No!
85? Who's setting a thermostat to 85?
85 is too hot, yeah.
And then comes another. Thank you. Tengu for the sub.
I thought you said at first it wasn't on still.
Well, it's not. It doesn't work.
Subs.
It's not working for bits for some reason. So. To my immediate virtual left, live from Toilet Central, it's John Thayer.
Hi.
What's up, gamer?
I'm doing very well.
Doing very
I
well.
saw Little Shop of Horrors live.
It's pretty good.
I love that musical. I really like it, and it made me very happy. So I'm just kind of riding that high still from a couple days ago.
It's your vor fetish, isn't it?
I watched. That was the second musical I ever saw. My uncle played Mr. Mushnick, and then afterwards they got the plant, and it was in their basement, and we played in the plant and jumped and crawled inside its mouth and whatnot. And I was like 8.
You could have just said yes.
Yeah, you could have just said, and this is where my vor fetish started.
So I'm saying it's not just because of that, but that might be sort of the root of it.
Right.
I get it.
Kind of foundational.
Yeah. It's where it all started.
It's the root
where it all went wrong.
You get it? Root? He said root because it's a plant.
Root.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like one of those puns or something?
Yeah, we don't really do those on this show.
Really get it? No. Sorry.
So I'm happy.
That's good.
Do y'all have special Little Shop of Horrors memories?
I saw the movie.
The movie's real good.
The movie is
Especially
really
the director's
good.
cut.
Yep, the director's cut. Yep.
For me, it's more like I was aware of the movie as a kid and thought, "Oh, that looks funny," and then never actually saw it.
It's so good.
It's a movie about it's a movie about Petey Piranha. What more do you want?
God, just
was
real
there
good
like
puppets,
a cartoon
real good
version?
songs.
I see.
There was a cartoon. I think I did not pay much attention.
Oh my god, yeah. Like I seem more aware of that. What was the deal with like RoboCop, the cartoon? Hey, let's make a cartoon off this R-rated movie.
Yeah, that was real fucking weird.
80s, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that whole era of like, well, can we cash this in with something very low effort?
That RoboCop cartoon was very low effort.
Gotcha.
It was pretty bad. I don't even think I think it was so bad they didn't even finish their run of 13 episodes.
Jesus.
Jeez.
Beepner in chat says there was an Attack of the Killer Tomatoes cartoon. I do remember that one.
Yeah, it was on because it was on before. What was it called? It was that fucking.
It was on Fox, right?
Yeah, it was on Fox, but I can't remember. It was a guy. He played video games. There was a cartoon in the middle of it. The Power Team or something.
Oh, geez, I don't
Video
remember.
Power.
Captain N?
Video Power. No, it was a real life guy named Johnny Arcade, and it started out. Its first couple of seasons were like a game show where people would come in and like they would play video games against each other, and at the end you go through an obstacle course and just put video games on your vest and finish the obstacle course in time, and you keep all the video games. And then it turned into like a weird. Oh, Johnny Arcade's just a cool kid in his mom's basement, hanging out, playing video games, and watching the Power Team, which consisted of Bigfoot, the monster truck, Max Power from the hot video game and Narc, Kix the tomato from Kix, and who else? Who else was in it?
Kix? That's a pretty deep cut.
Yeah, it was a really fucking weird time. Yeah. It was called The Power Team, and then the show was called Video Power. You can still find episodes of Video Power on YouTube if you want to watch people in the late 80s, early 90s play video games badly. And really socially awkward children try to interact with a host that has done way too much cocaine.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's so bad! He's so bad!
And he's a narc.
Yeah, he's a narc.
Said, right?
That's
Weird.
right. He's a narc. Weird. Oh, yeah, it was the dude from Iron Sword was also a part of the Power Team. That's it. It was all, like, Acclaim licensed games, I believe. And they drove around in Bigfoot the monster truck, and their villain of the week was always Mr. Big from Narc, and, like, which, yeah, great. Good job. Just
Blazon make an appearance?
I don't think so, no. It was probably a little too early for Blazon.
Yeah, that's a SNES
You're right, that's SNES arcade. Well, the world wasn't ready for Blazon, and still isn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
The world isn't ready for 45 straight seconds of absolutely nothing happening.
I know, that's way too intense. I like to think they made that for like the geriatrics in the audience. Just can't.
No, it's for the weird like art crowd. They were like, "Oh, I get it."
This absolutely nothing happens reflects the inner depths of my soul.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that game's bad.
That was my first shmup.
Oof. Wonder you ever played any more after that.
I bought R-Type 3 on Wii Virtual Console because I thought, this looks like Blazon. Oh, it's not. Damn it.
Oh, man, that's a real weird feeling to have, isn't it?
Yep. That happens sometimes. Like, I remember I didn't know the titles of a bunch of games I had as a kid, so I was like, this looks like that, like I was playing Super Castlevania 4 on an emulator for the first time and realizing, hey, this is that game I had.
Hey, I know what that is.
Cool.
I have a janky version of Thunder Force 2, I think, or the Thunder Force 3. I think it's Thunder Force 3 for the SNES called Thunder Spirits. They just renamed it.
Oh, Red reviewed that.
Yeah, they renamed it and just put it on the SNES and gave it better music. It probably played and looked a little better too because I thought the Genesis version, everything kind of blended together a little too much on the playfield.
Gotcha.
Didn't look that good, but they kind of pronounced the colors a bit more on the SNES.
This is the second time in like 2 days I've had listen to someone dunk on Thunder Force.
Really?
It's like out of nowhere.
I saw
That's
Thunder
really
Force
funny.
5. Somebody was dunking on Thunder Force 5.
I don't know about that
A
one.
little while ago on my timeline. I can't remember what it was for. I think I agreed with him though because I don't think Thunder Force 5 is that good.
Mm-hmm.
Are we just going back to only 4 is the good one?
I like 3. I like 3, 4. I like 3 and 4. I think I like.
Oh, but you like.
I
3
like
more on
most of
SNES.
2. I like most of 2, but it's hard for me to get down with those overhead stages.
Yeah.
I only like the FM Towns original.
There you go. It's John Thayer for you. This is the gaming hipster. Has your new YouTube channel because you can be the one that steps into the light as the new hot YouTube sensation since one of them just completely nuked their career this year. There's a spot open just for you to fill that specific niche.
I'm sure there will be quite a few who continue to nuke their careers.
Oh, that's what it's going to be for the next 5 years. It's just these idiots thinking they're invincible and just completely nuking themselves out of orbit and then realizing, oh, wait a minute, making videos for children online probably wasn't a right career move, was it? Oh, I'm 40 now. Whoops, I'm Darkside Phil. I've really fucked up.
No, I've seen people being like, it's amazing that Darkside Phil has survived.
He's a fucking cockroach. He survives everything. This guy built his fucking fan base twice out of over $2,000 to $4,000 for the last 2 years to fly a girlfriend across the country. They paid for that under the guise that it was to help him pay his back taxes. And this year they did it again, and they just got married, and the fucker just rubs it in everybody's face when it happens too. It's just like, how?
That's the thing, is that you say that these YouTubers are going to nuke their careers, but a lot of them are just going to do things that should nuke their careers.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And then somehow
never
don't.
say never with people forgiving. Like that plagiarism guy keeps being like, hey, I'm
trying.
back.
He's trying.
Like, oh.
He's trying. He's trying. I would love to see the hot take of somebody being like, well, it's not so bad that he plagiarized a bunch of shit. I would love to see that hot take.
Oh, no. If you go on forums, you will absolutely see, like, hey, he deserves another chance. It's like, hey, you know what? There's plenty of people who deserve a first chance.
Yeah.
That don't get to work for the biggest fucking site and not do their job for, like, years. Like, what is he trying to come back to? Because he never did it to begin with, because he obviously didn't really want to. I don't know. Sorry for the random rant.
It's okay. It's okay. We don't have a whole lot to talk about this episode anyway, so it's good to have some filler up front.
Differ.
Oh, God. It's going to be the episode where I finally eject John Thayer from the podcast.
Nah.
Choose your words carefully.
John Thayer, I'm going to advise you to choose your words very, very carefully this episode. Because there's an amount of shit I ain't taking. And, yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand the antipathy here. Like, what could I possibly bring up that would inspire all this?
Hey, Rhett, gamer.
Yeah.
How's it going? How's it going?
Good.
What have you been up to?
I played Toho Luna Nights. I'm just gonna get right into it.
Yo, just starting it off with a banger.
Yeah. So this is a Toho fan game in the style of them Metroidvania games.
You said it. I just call them runny, gunny, platformers.
I was going to say Symphony of the Night, and then it slipped out wrong.
I just call them adventure platformers.
Yeah, it's an adventure platformer.
I am not going to fucking define a genre by one game.
Well, it's multiple. It's a Hollow Knight.
Technically 2 games. It's right there in the name, Polly.
Hey, John.
Yeah?
He can go. Now, go.
Okay.
Just go.
What?
I'm disappointed in you, John Thayer. Very disappointed. Okay, right.
It's kind of awkward. So, Toho Luna Nights is, an exploration platformer like Hollow Knight, the greatest of all time.
Yes.
And you play as Sakuya, and the cool thing about this game is that it really leans into you having her powers.
Yeah.
Like, this game does not shy away from, hey, you can stop time.
The stop time shit is so good.
It's crazy how liberal they are with letting you do that. Because then there's a grazing system where if you graze an enemy when time is stopped, like you get super close to them, you just get more time power.
Yeah, you get more time power. You can heal effectively with it. You can get your magic points back that way. It's really well done system.
Yeah, but especially when time is stopped and you just get the time back, there's rooms where you can just start your time stop at the start, run through the whole room and just kind of jump past every enemy and get more time back and then make it to the end of the room.
Yep.
So you don't actually have to fight any of the enemies. It's just ridiculous. And then there's like a slow down move that you can use to get past certain things that wouldn't work. Like if it's a spinning blade or something, and so like you can't just stop it, you have to make it slower to get past it.
Yeah.
And then there's platforms that are like, oh, this will only move when time is stopped, which doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, it does. It makes not a lick of sense at all. Yeah. But just in terms of a game mechanic, it's a really cool one.
So I think my feeling on this game is that it works, or it would have worked just as well as kind of a stage-based platformer.
Yeah.
I don't think the whole connected world aspect of it really pans out to much.
It doesn't really benefit the game much at all, I find. Like, because it was I didn't really have fun trying to find things. Like, it was just kind of like, it's this way because it's this way, I guess.
So that's those games. It's a very basic one of those where it's just like, there's literally just 5 colored keys in the game.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, this one opens red doors, this one opens blue doors. And even worse is that only the red one at the very start, the first one you get, is done remotely cleverly.
Yeah.
Because that one, like, you'll come to a red door first, and then kind of loop around to the other side, get the key, and then it's like, oh, I can go through this now. So I've unlocked kind of a loop in this area. The other ones are just like, I remember when I first entered the third area, the library, and I was like, oh, I want to go back and explore the previous area a bit more first. So I do that, and I get a key, and I go back to the library, and there's just like a locked door like 5 feet into the library.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, you just weren't going to let me literally do anything here until I did the other area anyways.
Yeah, they just kind of like slam it in your face. But at least to its credit, it's a small world that's not that hard to get around, really. Yeah. And like, I think it makes good use of its map, and all of the rooms are fairly challenging enough. They have the right amount.
That's why I feel it would have worked just as well, if not better, as a stage-based platformer, because like the levels don't really branch a whole lot either. It's like you've got 1 or 2 choices, and it's like, oh, this one leads to a dead end, and this one leads to the key, stuff like that. And like all of the hidden, or not all of them, but most of the hidden items are just hidden behind like breakable walls. Which is fine, but then there's an item towards the end of the game that just auto targets things.
It's so broken.
So it just fucking shows you all of the hidden walls if you haven't found them yet.
Yeah,
because it'll just go over and just boop boop boop. It's like, oh, there was a thing there. So it's kind of
it's funny because it just targets any and everything.
Yeah. So like that's what I did like right before the final boss. It's like I'm just gonna run through a whole bunch of the game, and it's just like, oh, there's a thing there. There's this thing. It's just like a super easy sweep of like the game is just telling me where everything is now.
Yeah.
With this auto targeting weapon. The bosses are really good.
Holy crap! Yeah,
That's like the standout of this game, especially the last couple bosses. Like the Remilia fight, I think is probably my favorite one because, like, a lot of these fights, because you are so overpowered with your ability to slow down and stop time, the bosses also get to play real hard.
And you used your various abilities to kind of like play around within that level of like power that they have. So you can use your slowdown powers or just like there are certain bullets that are a certain color that will reverse if you stop time, things like that. So it ends up balancing out really well.
Yeah, I really like that.
There's one attack Remilia I think has where she just fires a bunch of green bullets and then they don't move until time is stopped.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's like the first time you fight but if you don't ever stop time, they will just hang around.
Yeah,
that's actually way worse.
Yeah, it's so hard to dodge in that kind of situation.
Yeah. So it's like, oh no, I just have to stop time and just deal with these to get them off the damn screen.
Yep.
But yeah, like the first time you fight some of the later bosses, it's just like overwhelming, and then you kind of suss out like, okay, this is the attack I want to stop time on and just do as much damage as I can on it. This is the one where I want to slow down time and like so I can just dodge it. This is the one I want to graze to get health back. Like you figure out ways to get around things. Like the very final boss, like fucking mopped the floor with me hard, and then I just came back the next day and won on my first try after really kind of calming down and thinking about it. Because I was relying way too much on that auto-targeting weapon the first time, and that will drain your time. So it's like, oh, I've got nothing to actually play defensively here.
Yeah. It's a big part of that game is that you actually need magic points to attack, and if you've got a weapon that's constantly eating up your magic points and you can't actually effectively counter, it's pointless.
But then if you go into stop time while it's active, it'll drain that way faster as well.
Yeah.
It's like, so yeah, relying on that. It seems like super broken at first, and then you're like, oh, this is actually pretty balanced. The chainsaw is the good one.
The chainsaw is so dumb. I love it.
I didn't have the chainsaw when I first encountered the final boss, and then I did that sweep and I found it, and I'm like, this seems really good because you can just stop time, throw a couple out, and then real quickly stop or restore and then stop time again, and throw some more out.
It's so busted.
So you just put 4 chainsaws in one place, and they all hit at the same time on the boss, and it's just like, oh, there's a quarter of your health gone. Cool.
Yeah, the chainsaw attack is great. Think of the axe attack in most Castlevania games, and she's just hucking chainsaws like that. It's so good.
But so like they fly in that similar arc, but once they hit an enemy,
they just saw right in.
They will lock on and kind of do like 10 hits or something.
Yeah, just do like 10 little micro hits, and it's so satisfying.
So you just stop time and get right next to the boss and start throwing them. So they will guarantee hit because they kind of home a bit too.
Yeah,
like it's a really good weapon. Like a lot of the other sub weapons, I didn't find particularly useful because I think just the general. I saw people saying like 1,000 Knives is really good. I forget which one that is.
Yeah, 1,000 Knives is pretty good.
Just throwing knives while time is stopped is, gets the job done for most of the game as well.
Yeah. So I guess the last thing I'll say about this is that they cross-coded it at the very end. Because this was a game that was in early access, and then in February it came out. It's a complete game.
And it is a complete game.
You play through this game's main story start to finish.
Yeah. And cross-code was also a complete game.
Right.
But you get to the end of this game, and at the end of the credits, they go, hey, check out Extra Stage. And then you go to the entrance, and it just says, coming soon.
Yeah, the Extra Stage isn't in yet. But I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited.
Yeah, they posted some stuff this week, actually.
Yep.
Like showing some lava gimmick that's new. But it's just weird being like, hey, maybe don't tease at it when it's not in the game yet. It's just kind of awkward.
Yeah,
I can see that.
And I guess like the only thing I would say is that like some things in the game seem a little underdeveloped. Like the leveling system feels kind of arbitrary. Like the currency the currency you find does update your stats, but you need like thousands of gems to get like a 0.2 bonus.
Yeah, I literally didn't see any sort of effect from the gems.
I never found a single diamond. Or
there's no diamonds in the game, yeah. But, like, what does leveling actually do? Because it doesn't increase like your HP.
I think that at certain levels, it's just like checkpointed at certain levels. You just get like a +1 or +2 to your attack, and that's it.
I figured that's what it was, because it did feel like I was doing a little bit more damage on the final boss after getting like 3 levels.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's trying to do an RPG stats, but like not really supporting it, because your HP and time gauge and MP are just,
that's
from items
you
find in the world.
Like, that's literally all you need.
Yeah, and they're also only increased by things in the world.
Yeah.
Or shop items. You can buy a couple of them too.
Yeah. Did you find all of the power-ups and everything?
I don't think so. I had like 99% map completion.
Oh, cool.
I think I had 140 HP and MP at the end, and I think it goes up to 150.
Yeah.
There's one of each I didn't have. But I found them chainsaws. That's all I really needed.
Like, did you do the hidden quest that gives you no reward whatsoever?
No, what is this?
The trash cans. There's an actual thing with the trash cans. I did them, and it's so stupid. You get nothing out of it.
What? How do you actually get the can in the trash can?
You walk by the machine, stop time, and then move to the trash can to let it go. And then the last one is a son of a bitch, because if you go on this journey, I won't spoil it for you, but yeah, the last fucking trash can took me like 25 minutes to figure out, because it's not like any other trash can in the fucking thing, but it's literally all it is you walk by the vending machine to get your health up drink, stop time, walk over to the trash can and try to let it fall into the trash can, but the physics on it are really wonky, so you'll probably have to do it 20 times.
Does it give some sort of indication when you've done it right?
Yeah, the trash can lights up green, and then there's like a trash can icon that will appear on your status screen. There's 3 of them in each world.
Okay.
It's real dumb. There's no reason to do it because it gives you nothing, but I did it anyway.
I wasn't sure what was going on with that, because Nitori is like, hey, try to, or someone, I forget if it was probably her.
Make sure you keep the place clean.
Yeah. So I knew there was an in-joke with it. I didn't think it was a thing you could actually do, and I do remember towards the end of the game there's like a trash can behind a hidden wall, and I'm like, well, what are they doing here?
That's nice that there's something cleaning related.
Yeah.
Just the characters
I get it.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense given that she's a maid, so...
Yeah, and as simple as the story is, it does have some twists and turns that I appreciated.
Yeah, like it's a very cute story, I think. It's very cute. It does what it needs to do well, and like it's got a lot of really cute animations and stuff.
Yeah, I was just about to say, also the sprite animation is like stupendously good.
Yeah,
that counts for a lot.
Yeah, it's a very nice looking game.
Yeah, so if you really want yourself one of these kinds of games, like, you literally can't go wrong with this game.
Yeah.
And you don't really need to know a lot of Toho lore to play it or anything. It's just really fun to play a character that just like
who is OP as fuck.
Yeah, a character who is literally OP as fuck, and and the way that they play around with those mechanics and still make the game unique and challenging at the same time. It's just like that could not have been easy to do.
Yeah. So that's what I've been playing. Besides, like, I guess I played a little thing called Trails in the Sky, but haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, nobody cares about those.
Still working on that.
Just those boring. Like, you look at those games and there's just like, look at the screenshots. Like, oh wow, another dumb medieval dragon RPG. Whoopity-doo.
Looks like a fucking PS1 game. It's like they saw Xenogears and said, hey, we can make it look worse.
I've actually seen somebody post that.
RPG Fan gave the imported Japanese version 82% score, criticizing the dated presentation and cliché main plot compared to Final Fantasy Tactics, Xenosaga, and Crisis Core.
Man, Crisis Core was a PSP game, though, huh?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, again, I'm praising it for what it was on the PSP.
Yeah, like, it's amazing they pulled that off.
Yeah.
It was a pretty damn impressive piece of work.
Anyways. Polly, what you been into?
Fucking nothing!
Oh, shit.
I literally... Okay. I played Spider-Man on PS4 for an hour and a half.
Oh.
I think it's boring.
Oh.
Did not care for it at all. It's like, hey, here's one of these.
Did you know in that hour and a half you could have watched half of Endgame?
I really could, yeah. Should have just done that. Even though I haven't even seen the movies prior to it, I probably would have. I probably
it would be a nightmare.
I probably would have had. I probably would have had a better time because, honest to God,
I don't know that first hour and a half.
There wasn't a goddamn thing about Spider-Man that.
Oh, you said you liked the swinging.
Okay. That game is polished like a motherfucker because it's got the Sony engine behind it. You know, giving it all that money and throwing it in there. Yeah. Like that city is impressive as fuck. It's nuts. The swinging mechanics feel so good. There are just so many ways to control your speed and your angle and how you're like. I can see how they probably would have made a lot of, you know, open world game. Here's a dumb race the timer thing for no reason. There's probably 8 million of those in the game, and they're probably up pretty okay because the swinging's good. But I think the combat is boring. And in the hour and a half that I played, boy oh boy, had a lot of combat thrown at my face, and I was just like, man, this sure was good when I played Arkham Asylum 10 years ago, and little to no improvement over the formula. I don't know. It's just like, and it's just like, you know, it's the same kind of open world thing where it's just like, okay, fine, I did the thing, I did the opening. Okay, now here's your map with icons. Go tick off the icons.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I did actually start playing another game. I started playing Just Cause 3 today. So don't come at me with maps with icons on them and pointless races in open world games.
I love how Rhett started talking about Just Cause and then Heather decides to sub. It's perfect! Yeah, I don't like the Spider-Man game. It's just like when I finished my hour and a half with it, it was like, do I see this sustaining me for fucking 20 hours, which is what that game is?
People talk about it being.
It's like if you do, like, I know a lot of people that played that game to 100% completion, and hey, God bless them. Yeah, but like
live your bliss, live your truth,
enjoy. You know, but like for someone like me, I'm not really here for all of this dumb. Oh look, there's a sparkly over there, 5 feet from the one I just found. Let me go over there. Like I did that in Infamous, okay, and I liked Infamous, and since I've already done that in Infamous, and since Infamous kind of feels a lot like this game. Only the combat isn't quite as boring, which is weird because the combat the combat in Infamous is really simple. It doesn't have some dumb, stupid Arkham Asylum dodge system bullcrap that Sleeping Dogs did way better than anybody else anyway. Boy, there's some hot takes going out here tonight, isn't there?
Well, now I'm content that Polly is finally appreciating Sleeping Dogs as the best open world game.
I have always had high praise for Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah.
I like the shit out of that game. I bought the HD version. Like, I like that game.
Why? Oh, no.
What?
I thought the PS4 version of that was bad.
Is it? I only paid $10. So.
Oh. I thought people were just like, why would you do that when you can get the PC one for like $250 or whatever?
You could do that, but it's just like, this one's already got all the DLC and shit. So
they fucking like took the original PC version down to do the definitive edition too.
Yeah. I like Sleeping Dogs a lot.
Sleepy Dogs.
But I don't know, just Spider-Man just did not click with me, and I was playing it and was just like, there's no way this is holding me for 20 hours. It just can't. You know, like I want to just bum rush the story and get it over with at least, and it's just like, nah, it ain't happening, Chief, because they want you to do a whole lot of side content before they unlock that next story mission, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's like when I got to Grand Pulse in Final Fantasy 13 replay and was like, I'm going to do all these missions, and then I did 6 of them, and like, I'm going to do none of these missions.
I would almost say...
I sampled Spider-Man at over Christmas, and I was like, all right, I've had this was nice. This is a good time.
Like, it is like, hey, it is... I'm not going to say it's a bad game. Like, it just ain't for me.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Like, I'm perfectly happy that people enjoy that game, and I think it's great. Like, I will admit that it is a technical marvel.
I get it.
Them jokes. I've got jokes. I got jokes for days.
I want to play Spider-Man, but I'm waiting for the PS5 now.
What?
Because, yeah.
What?
Because I don't have a PS4 Pro.
What's the fuck difference?
Oh, PS5 is going to be backwards compatible, right?
Yeah, it'll probably look a little better.
I don't think there's really all that much difference.
I know, but it's like at this point, what the fuck?
You're a dummy. You're a dummy. You know what else I did? Did
you play God of War?
I didn't play God of War yet, no.
Oh. But I'm waiting for the PS5 for that one.
That's just going to be your thing from now on, isn't it?
I'm not actually going to play any video games.
I'm playing Trails in the Sky, fuck you!
Why don't you wait for the PS5 version?
Because there ain't gonna be
there ain't gonna be one. Them games ain't never getting ported.
That game runs better on the older version. What the fuck did they
the DX9 version of that game, for some reason, is real fucking slow and bad at loading.
It must have been better in first chapter, because I was losing my mind with how slow second chapter is on those load screens.
Yeah, like when After 5 was playing the games, I noticed that, because when he was playing on DX9, it was just like, why is this playing so bad? These games don't have ridiculous requirements or anything.
Like, that's why I was so mad when I got to the end of the sewers and had to go back.
Yeah.
Because I'm just imagining, like, the 10, 15 load screens I have to hit again. And just, like, going, ugh. Like, it's such a fucking pain to do these mazes when every load is, like, 3 seconds. And it adds up.
Yeah, it really does.
So then I changed to DX8, and it's just, like, instant. I'm just like, I can actually get all these chests now.
I think it's just bad optimization for the DX9 port. Like, that's all I think it is. There's something that's causing it to chunk, because I've never seen it not be chunky on somebody's system under DX9.
Yeah. It's something to do with the crossfades, because... like certain loads between areas will do a kind of a crossfade on the image.
Yeah. And then it pauses there.
Yeah.
And then it has to like wait, and then it'll finish the transition, or it'll skip the transition entirely.
But here's the wild part. It also will do it when sprites crossfade.
Yep.
So if a character like crossfades into like a hugging sprite from a standing sprite, it will also chug for like a few seconds. It's ridiculous. Like, even, like, the end of battle doesn't chug now on DX8. I'm just like, it's so much faster.
I don't know if I just dealt with this, or if I...
I think you probably dealt with it.
You either dealt with it, or you are, like, the minority.
Gotcha. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else did you
That's right, that's right. These games have a hugging sprite. You don't know what you're missing out on. Get you a game with some hugging sprites in them.
Yeah, like Undertale.
There you go. That game's got some real good hug sprites. I ate some raw potatoes.
You did not.
And everybody seems to think that it was a joke.
That was a lie.
Is not a lie. John, I have to ask a question.
Okay.
Okay. To clarify, I like to sometimes peel, wash, and slice up a potato. Throw some salt on there. You know.
You're just taking the joke and running with it. I've been down this path, Polly.
This is literally not a joke, because I make my own potato chips in the same way. You just deep fry them.
Oh, you're committing so hard.
Maybe it's not a joke, John.
It's literally not a joke. So, okay. So John decides to try out this wonderful new treat that I've been eating for years. And he tells me that it's a joke. That there's no way, that I deliberately set him up for a fall. Because how did you prepare the spud?
Potato I was about to cut up, and I just kind of like bit into it like an apple.
Did you peel it at all?
Yeah, I peeled it.
Okay.
I peeled it and was about to cut it up. And I just bit into it like an apple.
Because I was thinking, did you just take the thing, skin and all, and just bite into it? Because that'd be real fucking gross.
You see, you're convincing me. I'm believing you again that you're eating raw potatoes, and I'm just like, I believe you now, and then I believe also that I'm being fooled.
You're not being fooled. This is something I do. This is something I do, not on the regular. It's just, hey, sometimes you buy a bag of potatoes because you're going to make some mashed potatoes, or you're going to boil some potatoes, or you want a baked potato. Hey, check it out. I'm going to eat one or two of these raw, and it's going to be real good. And that's my deal.
Okay, I believe you.
Good. Open your heart. Open your heart to the benefits of raw spud. What the fuck? The Beats Abomination sounds pretty good in comparison? What the fuck are you smoking?
Thank you, Zach.
What are you smoking?
It's just a potato. What's the problem?
It's a fucking potato. You eat them all the time. It's literally uncooked fries. And you're gonna say that fucking awful canned
Beets
fucking
Delight?
beets, fucking sunflower seeds, cottage cheese, and French fucking dressing or whatever. You're gonna say all of that is better than just a fucking peeled, sliced, and salted raw potato? I'm
Salt makes a
questioning your sanity. See? After 5, we'll have some raw potatoes. He's on the raw potato train.
Okay, I'll sample it again. I just really believed when I took the bite, and I was like, oh, I was tricked. It's just like instant clarity. Just like, oh, this was a gag. Oh.
No, it's not. It's not one of my hilarious japes.
Okay. That would have been a really good jape, though, right?
It would have. If
you had been fibbing, and then I did take the bite.
I would have been laughing with 24 Fs.
Okay. I believe you, Polly. I can trust. I'll trust again.
You could trust me, John.
You can always trust.
Of course.
I've got nothing but impeccable taste.
Absolutely.
Exactly. That's basically all I've done though. Is just eat a bunch of potatoes, and I played a game I didn't like. But
and justly shit on a boring open world game.
Yeah, and justly shit on a boring open world game. But I am going into Dragon Quest XI and Valhalla this week, so
woo,
that's gonna be fun. I haven't really had time to do anything because I'm under doctor mandated don't do much. So I took it literal and I just didn't do anything for 2 weeks.
I'm pretty sure you could have played video games and watched TV.
Probably could have, but I just decided not to focus on anything. Decided, you know what, fuck it. Just gonna be a lazy potato.
There's something to be said for that, just spiritually.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Like, I feel such a relief sometimes when I finish, like, a long-form thing, and then it's like, oh, I don't have this pressure, this looming thing on my downtime. Yeah. I can just exist. Yesterday, I fell asleep on my couch for an hour and a half. Just
there you go.
Whatever. It's okay.
I've taken a lot of naps this weekend, so I understand.
Mm-hmm. I stayed up late on Friday, and it still fucked with me because I drank caffeine at 7 o'clock.
That was real smart. I was laughing. I was laughing so hard.
That was funny as shit.
It was so weird. It was 1 like I fall asleep. I was like dead tired the previous night at 11 p.m. Like eyes nodding off. And then that day it was like 1 a.m. and I was just like, hey, William, want to keep talking some more? Hey, William, everything's cool? Okay, I guess I'll leave you. You seem tired. I'll let you go to bed. Hey, Internet, how y'all doing? Check out my fanfic. I don't know. It was the worst. Caffeine sucks. I like made a cup of tea today at 2 o'clock. And I just kind of looked at it and then I poured it down the sink. I was just like, no, I've been betrayed. God.
What kind of tea are you drinking that has so much caffeine?
Oh, great!
Okay.
It was just, and I still have my cup in the morning. Obviously,
like if I don't have caffeine like after 7 p.m., I'm good. Like it doesn't have to be like 2 in the middle of the day.
Nah, 2 is fine. Like I drink caffeine. I drink like 3-4 cups in the morning usually. So, I indulge quite heartily.
Right.
It's just I usually cut myself off in the afternoon, and I didn't this time, and my body was like, "Oh, what's this? This is unusual."
Huh. Let's stay up and figure it out.
Yep. Then I took a Benadryl and finally fell asleep like 45 minutes later.
It's about the only way you can do it when you're on a caffeine high like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It worked out.
Yeah. Just abuse some drugs. It's okay.
It's okay. I've been doing that. I have allergies right now, so.
Really I have allergies too, John. I have allergies.
Allergy buddies.
That's right. Oh, it's L-Rock. Good.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. I like him. He is a speedrunning friend of mine.
Cool. Hey, Polly, are you putting something off?
Am I?
Are you delaying something?
No. What else did I eat this week?
I feel like there's something you
I had some real good pork loin earlier.
We're just really doing a 1 hour episode, right? So we've only got like 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
It feels like we're just kind of spinning our wheels here instead of moving into the next segment.
Oh shit! I didn't mean. Rhett, I'm sorry. I forgot. I delayed throwing back to you, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So Rhett, what's up?
I watched
what's up, Gamber?
anime too.
Rhett, can we talk about Endgame or can we not? I don't know the etiquette there.
Oh, I definitely think we shouldn't, unless you can really do a non-spoiler version.
Yeah, I know.
I really liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. It was a good climax.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched all of the movies leading up to this,
oh, my God.
I don't think you should, I don't really suggest doing a marathon.
Oh no.
It would be death. It's a good finale, and it sort of brought into focus how lame a lot of the middle ones are, especially Avengers 2 and Civil War. I was just like, oh wow.
See, I just can't get behind you because I liked Civil War at least.
It's so weird to me. It's fine.
And everyone is like, Avengers 2 has actually aged really well with where they took some of the stuff. And I'm like, I mean, there's that line where Tony points up, he says, that's up there, that's the end game. Like, ooh, he knew space was the end game. But then there's the Natalia and Hulk stuff that they never went back to.
Mm-hmm.
People
really like latching on to the very surfacey character interactions. Like someone told me, "Oh, Avengers 2 was important because it introduced Vision." Okay.
Yeah.
It introduced a character that was present in the later movies, so I guess it was vital.
I mean, it does establish continuity. I don't know.
It establishes new characters. That's all stories do. Is you just have a bunch of new episodes and they introduce new characters and new characters and new characters, and then it ends. That's what I've learned from anime comedies.
Ugh. I'm groaning because one of the shows I watched, the Slime one, is exactly that. It just keeps introducing characters. It never stops.
Without never actually just having a story.
That is literally the third Tenchi Muyo OVA. Is literally just keep introducing more characters every episode.
I hate that. Ah, well.
See, Civil War was important because it introduced Black Panther.
Well, okay, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
He also had his whole movie right after that. That was fun. That was really good, and you could just watch that.
I know.
Good point. Yeah.
I hate the MCU. I'm really glad I don't have.
But
to watch
you hate the MCU, but you liked Endgame. That's what's cracking me.
And I like Phase 1. Phase 1 was great.
But that's the most introduced character one of all of them.
Yeah, and then but each of the individual movies is good as opposed to being bad.
So yeah, I guess I disagree with that point as well, where it's Iron Man's good.
I like Iron Man. I like Captain America. I like Thor, and I really liked Avengers. And then you can just stop. Then you're good. Sorry.
Go watch some of those hot DC movies. Everybody loves those.
Yeah, go watch those.
Suicide Squad. So bad we're going to have to fucking try again.
You watch Wonder Woman and go, oh, that was an okay MCU ripoff.
Yeah, you watch Wonder Woman and it's everyone is, oh my god, this is the most...
They made a competent movie. Oh my god.
You made a thing that I can classify as a movie to the MPAA.
Functional. I hate movies right now.
After Suicide Squad and Batman vs. Superman, Wonder Woman did feel like a revelation by just being adequate.
And then Aquaman is okay. It's fine. Hooray. Those are things where people invite me to go see movies, and I'm like, sure, this will be great. I'll get to hang out with you afterwards, and that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
The things we endure to have social
Okay, should we just
activity.
Get to it? Because I feel kind of awkward going next.
Yeah,
John,
no problem.
John, what have you been up to?
I 1cc'd Toho 16.
Oh, nice.
It took me 2 hours total.
Yeah, it's not going to be a hard one given the way that those games are structured now.
Yep. They just gives you so many lives, so many bombs. I could just tank through most of the climax there.
Mm-hmm.
I won credit cleared it the first time I got to the last stage.
Which was 15 the point system one, where you die and go back to checkpoints?
Yeah.
15 was the I want to be the guy one.
Yeah. So when Polly says, like, quote, the way those games are structured, like, they did play with the structure and then they went back.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I played 15 and was just like, I don't like this system at all.
It's fucking brutally hard to compensate.
Yeah.
Like, you have to play that one on easy, and then it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I played it on normal and had a good time.
If you stop at stage 5.
Stage 6 isn't hard, it's just kind of disappointing. And then stage 5 is really, 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 really good. But yeah, this one, couple things is that, you know how the plot always starts in stage 4 in Toho games?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then this one the plot doesn't really start until stage 5 because they go each stage is one
it's
seasons.
a season.
So you do summer, autumn, spring, and then winter is the 4th stage, and then you find the person and then go there, and the fourth boss is still unrelated to them.
Mm-hmm.
So stage 5 and 6 are legit really cool. They have this cool thing with the background where you're like going past all these doors that are opening up into people's minds or something, and it's trippy and cool looking, and the music's good. And the last 2 bosses are fun, are a good time. And they did the thing I wanted Toho 14 to do. The final boss steals your options and uses them against you at the end.
Oh, damn.
It's exactly what I kept bitching that Toho 14 set you up to do and then doesn't.
Yeah,
and this one,
then they actually
this one
did it.
Sets it up, and then it does it. So the whole last spell card is really long, where they just take your options, and then you don't have the season thing. And she sets it up in the dialogue before the fight, so it's like, oh, you did something. The spring items sure are just a bunch of visual noise, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's why Polly stopped playing this.
That's why I stopped playing.
Yeah, I started that one and I was just like, oh no. It's just throwing, like, I was Reimu, so I just had all this pink garbage not differentiated enough from the bullets.
Yep.
So it was just like, oh.
It's just pixel vomit. It doesn't read well, I don't think.
Yeah, I completely agree, and the only way I dealt with it was just like, alright, I'm just gonna get used to this, I guess, and then I did.
Does the background on the last boss kind of phase between the different seasons?
Yes, it's very cool.
Because I remember somebody bitching that there's a part in that where it's just green background, green bullets. Also very bad.
It's fine. The game's easy enough that the readability issues were okay for me. Yeah, but I don't have any vision issues. If I did,
you're not working with one eye like some people.
Yep. So I completely agree that sucks.
Yeah. I think when I played it, the game wasn't translated yet, so that's why I don't remember. It's like, the last boss sets up this thing. I was like, no, she just talked in Japanese, and I mashed through it.
Gotcha. So I thought that was very cute. Beyond that, this one doesn't really have any gimmicks at all, which I think is why it's probably my least favorite of...
It's a very straightforward kind of return to super basics.
Yeah.
After 15 got super weird, and, 14 had, like, and the last boss making you big and stuff. Like, they were getting really gimmicky in kind of annoying ways.
Yeah, it got... I understand why it got on nerves. It was at least kind of something. It was sort of doing something with the identity, and if it had done the option trick, I would have probably been like, yes, I completely love this. And then I legit really liked 15, just because I want to be the guy bullshit.
Yeah. There's actually a demo for Toho 17 that just came out.
Cool. I'll wait, and then I'll beat it in 2 hours, or it'll be different. I don't know. Who knows?
I'll just wait till the full game's out.
Yeah. Yeah, Rhett?
Until you started talking about 15, and, like, I remember the background with the doors opening. That's cool. All I could remember from this game was, like, the season system being really easy to kind of exploit, and Cerno with a tan.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just
All
the
good
funniest name for a character.
Also, I DM'd you about the stage 2 boss, who's the one with the cleaver. She's very good.
I guess.
I like she does this bullet move where she like creates like a slice of bullets across the screen. Like, it's something. It's something. That's all I'm asking for.
I can appreciate things like that where like the bullet patterns kind of mimic a sort of motion that the character is doing in a way, kind of like the way Kogasa like twirls her umbrella.
Gonna say Kogasa is like the definitive version of that for me.
She'll like twirl her umbrella,
Yes.
and the bullets will kind of like follow the way her umbrella is twirling, and that looks really cool.
I just wish every Toho game could be as good as UFO.
Oh god, yeah, UFO.
It's so good. It's the peak.
It's so good. It's the subterranean animism and UFO is just like the 1-2 punch there.
Yeah.
They're just both ones where the first 3 stages actually kind of contribute to. As opposed to just sort of like, all right, let's have our little demo and then let's have the game.
Yeah, like the actual game starts now.
Yep. And then this one that doesn't happen until the last 2 stages, so it's like, oh, okay. So this one feels kind of small, like almost feels like Great Fairy Wars to me, but without, the mechanic that make Great Fairy Wars really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think that my ranking of the Phase 4 Toho is 15 is my favorite, then 14, then this one, and then all the way over there is 13.
Like, I don't like any of them.
I don't think any of them are great.
Wouldn't this be Phase 5 if we're doing 13, 14, 15?
Yeah, this is Phase 5.
No, I was thinking I was including 13, 14, 15, 16 as one phase, just not as a trilogy, because it doesn't really feel like it to me for whatever reason.
This one just kind of feels like the real kind of milquetoast Mountain of Faith, like start over new trilogy thing.
Yeah, I can see that. Hopefully the next one will be really cool.
Yeah, because generally they do like PCB and Imperishable Night, like the second 2 in that trilogy are the good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, I guess people really like Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, though, so I don't know
yeah.
if I should talk.
Embodiment of Scarlet Devil's not bad. It's just...
It's
not as satisfying out of the gate the way that all of the other games in the series are. And that's probably just due to the fact that you start at 0 energy and you're so weak and it's not really fun and there's not a lot happening in those first 2 or 3 stages.
I guess I was thinking more like, it's like people are still making fan games with those specific characters 10 years later.
Yeah. It's sort of got that cast going for it.
It's got that cast. Like, that's like literally the cast of Touhou Luna Nights is like, hey, Mei Ling and Sakuya and Remilia, they're all here.
All of the Touhous are here. All of them.
No, specifically the ones from that game.
I know, literally all of them.
And Nitori.
Yeah.
I really like Scarlet Devil. It feels sort of raw and
it's definitely
it feels like closer to like other shmups, I guess, as opposed to like feeling kind of Toho established style. It's like this was something else. It's like I'm still building this voice, and something about that appeals to me. Yeah. And like Rhett says, the bullets are very fast in it, and they got slower and slower as they go along.
Yeah. The bullets are very fast. You can't see your hitbox. It's definitely the transition game between the PC 98 ones and
Windows.
Yeah, it feels
basically Perfect Cherry Blossom, just setting kind of the tone for the rest.
Yeah. I like it. So I've continued my modern Toho journey. I'll play the next one. I'm not particularly offended by probably not liking any of these because none of them are really great.
Yeah, they just don't feel essential in the ways that I think the really good games in that series do.
Yeah.
It's like I would tell people who love shmups, go play Perfect Cherry Blossom, go play Imperishable Night, go play Subterranean Animism, go play UFO, go play Double Spoiler, go play fucking Shoot the Bullet. Like I would say those. I would say all of the. Go play Great Fairy Wars. I think all of those.
Okay, that's it. That's the list.
That's the list. That is the list. That is the whole list.
I throw in Mountain of Faith and Embodiment.
I like Mountain of Faith as well. I like Mountain of Faith as well.
That's a run of like 10 really good games.
I know.
That's a lot of games that are going to keep you real busy if you just want some really good shmups and you don't, and you're not too put off by the aesthetic.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the aesthetic?
So
There's nothing wrong with the aesthetic. I just know people that are super hardcore. I don't like anything anime. If I play it, it'll make me gay.
I mean, it's just little girls staying up late and drinking tea and not being able to fall asleep.
That's literally all it is. No, it's just John relates so heavily to this.
Yep. So that's sort of the new ones for me. Is just like I can spend a weekend playing this and then probably never touch it again. But at least this was a nice time. The guy can make a good shmup that's easy as opposed to all the other ones which are really hard. So this one is just like, oh, I can beat this. Oh, yay.
Yeah, that's right. I told Colin to play Mountain of Faith, and then he couldn't beat it, so he cried for 5 years about it.
Mm-hmm. Colin, Mountain of Faith's really easy.
Yeah,
you should get better.
Pretty easy. Don't play that last boss on easy, though. It's actually way harder on easy.
Well, it's just the last spell card is
the last spell card is ridiculous because the bullets just don't despawn fast enough.
There you go, Colin. There you go, Colin. You can beat it on easy. You can beat it on normal.
Yeah, you can beat it on easy. You can beat it on normal.
Oh, you cheated! You cheated not only the game but yourself.
Yeah.
I got so close to being able to beat Mountain of Faith on Lunatic by just spamming bombs on very specific cards.
Yeah.
I could get to the last boss, but I just couldn't ever seal the deal. I might have gotten to that last... I don't think I ever got to the last spell card, actually. But, that game's easy enough if you just know exactly which spell cards you're never going to be able to dodge. You just bomb through them. And you have a lot of bombs.
And you can conceivably do a lot of that in Imperishable Night, too, because the bomb timer is super generous.
Yeah.
So, when you get hit, you can easily just pop a bomb and still keep the life, but just sacrifice 2 bombs for it.
Yep.
Yeah. I beat Imperishable Night and a couple others on hard, but Lunatic was always...
Lunatic is out of my grasp. I can get to,
fucking ridiculous.
I can get to racing, and it's just I just can't. I can't.
I feel like when I was really into Toho, the fan base between people that played them a lot, there was always this huge divide. There's people that play on normal, and there's people that play on Lunatic.
Yeah,
and there's nobody that plays on hard.
Yeah,
I was at that level of I can play on hard mode on some of the games. It's pro Street Fighter players versus newbies, and there's just this huge divide.
Yeah.
No one ever plays on hard mode for some reason. Which
feels like probably the best for me that I want. That's what I want to build up to now. So I've gotten pretty far into Imperishable Night. That's probably the one I'm going to do first.
Yeah.
Because it's the one that just feels like arcade hard. That's basically, or not even really.
It's not bullshit, but it's very precise in a lot of things. Yeah. A lot of those later spell cards are going to fuck you up real bad, especially when it's just literally fucking with bullet trajectories and shit.
Yeah. But my time trying to beat Rayforce and whatnot, it's if I go to normal mode Toho, it's oh, this is easy. But if I go up to hard, it's okay, yeah, this is shmup. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
So, or you play Subterranean Animism, and then it's just that on normal.
Yeah, that's one of the ones you don't touch hard mode on it.
No,
you get to stage 3 and you just go, what the fuck?
That's a game that I'm not ashamed to say finished it on easy the first time, then went to normal.
Because that game is on even hard mode.
Yeah, that game's real fucking hard.
Them lasers.
UFO is so fucking hard. Both of them are so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know what 15 looks like.
And it's like UFO is hard, I feel, because the UFO system is so easy to exploit that you could get so many lives.
It's such a fun system, though.
Yeah, because you keep fucking yourself over getting the lives.
Yeah.
But that's why it's so hard, though. It's why it's balanced the way it is because you can just build up so many bombs and lives through the UFO system, and it's real easy to do.
Yep. And it actually feels good because the rewards are so... It's risky, but the rewards are so good.
Yeah, popping a UFO is one of the most satisfying things. It's just you're building that thing up and then just popping it. It feels real good.
Feels real good. And then I remember in 13, it takes 1 billion years to get a life, but...
Yeah.
But the system for doing it is really risky, so I wound up just ignoring it and never getting lives. Ugh.
Yeah, 13 is the one where you die once on stage 5, and you're like, well, I've screwed myself.
That's it!
Yeah, and then stage 1 through 4 are really easy and boring.
Yeah.
Because you have no resources in that one. Which is such a weird turn after UFO.
Yep. let's be really easy but extremely unforgiving
and boring.
Oh, yeah, easy and boring, but also very unforgiving. So you can't just pop it off in 2 hours like I did with 16 and 14.
Right.
So I didn't finish 10 Desires. I'm okay with that.
Wow.
I liked 10 Desires the first time I finished it, and then when I went back for subsequent playthroughs, it was just like, wow, there's like really just kind of one route through this game, isn't there? There's like one route to remain powered up, and that's it.
God.
Like, you have to kill enemies in one very specific order to spawn the spirits and shit in the way that it need to be spawned, so then you can do your burst, and then, like, yeah, it's just the same route every time.
It's the Ikaruga of Toho games.
Except Ikaruga's good.
Yeah. I sampled 2 other shmups. I sampled Judgment Silver Sword. I got about halfway through. I've sunk a couple hours into that one, and it's real good.
Mm-hmm.
And Cho Ren Sha X68.
I've not played either of these.
I've definitely heard of that other one.
One of them was originally a freeware game for X68K. They got released on Windows computers in 2001 and got updated in 2016.
Wow.
Yeah.
People out there putting in work.
Yeah. It's like really crazy, intense action, but the background doesn't change.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's really weird. Like, I just kind of accepted it. Like, okay, that's what this is. And I was just like, that was kind of, I had to recalibrate a little bit because I'm so used to going on a journey in shmups, basically. So it's like, no, this is just a 20-minute hell gauntlet in one scrolling background. And the Judgment Silver Sword is the WonderSwan game that got ported to Steam.
Oh, okay.
And it's also very intense action. It's like, there's 32 stages, but each stage is like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And they just are really punchy. And it's very stripped down and simple. But intense. Yeah. I really like it. So both of those were kind of nice because Toe 16 was slow and easy, and then I finished it very easily. So it's like, okay, these can kick my ass. Let's just talk about the 2000 Type Moon visual novel Tsukihime. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. So I finished this. I think I cooled down on it since the last podcast.
Oh, good.
Because the last one, I think I'd just beaten CL's route, and I was kind of
riding... You beat CL?
No!
Well, I mean, it's a Nasu game. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if a domestic beating did occur.
And then, so I was kind of riding high from the end of that route, because it sort of finishes the first route, too, because that one doesn't really wrap up all the threads. And then I jumped immediately into the far side of the moon routes, which split off like almost at the beginning of the story, and it actually contradicts a bunch of stuff from the other route. It's basically its own thing.
Do you have to do those 3 afterwards?
You have to do them after finishing one of the first 2 routes. It would be stupid to play them before finishing both of the first 2 routes, basically.
Okay.
There's just one order that you should do. You should do Arc, and then CL, and then Sister, Maid, Sad Maid. And this one really started to fall apart for me in the sense of he's really just going at topics he doesn't know shit about, and and it wind up kind of compromising a lot of the nice arcs he was building for me. So I was kind of coming away from this like, okay, I get why this is building up to the thing that I liked, but I don't think this is worth 50 hours. I'm happy I took the journey, but me.
50 hours, and how long is the soundtrack?
20 minutes.
Do you keep the music on the entire time?
I turned it down low. I was
okay.
just like, all right, let's keep letting this play.
I'm like, at what point is he gonna be like looking for like fan remix or something?
At what point is he just throwing 9 Inch Nails songs in here?
Or that too.
God, and it sucks. I mean, yeah.
I just imagine that there's like a fan patch of like, hey, Tsukihime music remixed, like it's an insert, and like you play these songs on these scenes, and makes it way better because you're not hearing. Yeah,
there is one. I just didn't do it because I was like, I'm just gonna plow through. I'm already at the end of Varg's route. I'm not gonna bother. And then I played 4 more routes.
So you were already done with it by the end of the first one, though. I was feeling good at the end of CL's route, and then I kind of dribbled away because the sister route. I meant specifically about the music. Like you were already ranting about the soundtrack pretty early on.
It's bad.
For me, music is such a huge, important part of games. Like I just can't imagine being this annoyed by the soundtrack.
I would say that is the second most egregious, awful thing about the end.
Minus all of the abuse.
Well, that's the first, obviously.
That's the first.
Yes.
I hope.
So, literally, there's so many things in Fate that were just done here the same, but worse. And I feel like it would. I'm so glad I played Fate first, because it feels like it would just really diluted my Fate experience. Like, Kohaku's route is just Sakura, but way more tasteless, which is saying something. Yeah, that was sort of a put down the game for the night, and then talk to you, and be like, oh, this sucks. When I just parsed out like, oh, the last route is gonna be all about child sex abuse. Okay, cool.
Yeah, cool.
That's fabulous.
And they make you do that one last. They're really saving it for the finale.
Yeah, gotta save the big guns for last.
Nope. Ugh. So I really missed Fate by the end of it. I was just like, I was finishing it and just like, God, remember when I finished this exact thing in Fate and I was just a mess for the evening, and then I spent the rest of the week just Googling fan art and feeling really happy. And this time it's like the same exact arc, same exact closing happy CG, and I was just like, I don't really feel much, y'all. I'm not really there.
I mean, other than disgust, maybe.
So, yeah, they just kind of it starts out gross in the first route, and then just kind of keeps going on.
Keeps going
and going. Whereas Fate starts with like basic sexism, and then Unlimited Blade Works, which is mostly free of stuff, and then Heaven's Feel goes full gross, and this is just full gross the whole time, except more and shitty.
Yeah.
So, not like it's still, everything is centered around these nice arcs, and the theming is really on point in the sense that it's all these people who are stuck in this kind of stasis because of past traumas that they're trying to move past. That's true of Shiki too.
And then going about dealing with these issues in the worst ways imaginable at every conceivable opportunity.
That's pretty fair, I think. So it's like the blueprint for all these things that I like, and then just not sticking the landing because it's got too much misogynist teenage boy energy.
It's more like the poo print. Boom! Got him.
I think he was about 27 when this one came out.
Jeez.
So that's like young, but it's not young enough for it to be.
No, definitely not.
No, it's not young enough for it to be like.
It's like Blink 182 still writing songs about teenagers and they're 52 years old.
Well, that's the thing. I haven't actually played any of his like later stuff. Like I have there's Fate Extra was 2010, and then all the Fate Grand Order routes, which sound the climax of the season sounds really good. So it'll be interesting to see. Are these more mature?
I can't imagine the Fate Grand Order would ever contain the level of grossness that Tsukihime seems to.
Like, I am sure that there's a lot of gross shit in Grand Order. Like, I have no doubt at all that there's a lot. But I sincerely would hope that literally saying, get out of my way or I'm going to rape you, is not a motivation in Fate Grand Order.
It's a pretty bad moment.
Wow.
That's a literal thing that happens, by the way. That's not me being facetious. That is a thing that actually happens. Nasu is a fucking hack.
Don't ever look up how much money Grand Order has made.
I still feel connected to all these characters to the point that when I realized, oh, there's this big beloved fighting game series with all these characters. I was really happy. Like, oh shit! Oh yes! Oh, fabulous! So, and then I went and downloaded a bunch of every translated PDF of the other books. Like, I got all the Garden of Sinners books, so I can read those when I want.
Wait, no! I'm gonna watch the movies.
I'm gonna watch the movies first. I'll take a break for a while, and then I'll read the books. Obviously.
Holly, what have we done to trigger this?
It literally y'all.
We aren't the ones that triggered this.
I guess. Yeah, I guess
we're not.
I guess we know who triggered this.
We are not responsible.
Who triggered this? This is me. This is just me, Rhett.
I don't.
I don't know about that.
What happened? Is it because I got divorced? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's specifically what we're saying, John.
I got divorced, so now I like the media that hates women. Is that what y'all are implying?
Yes!
Yes!
Very explicitly, in those exact terms. You were playing Ys 8 and very specifically made a point of saying that you hated the happy couple.
That was a joke. That was just a joke.
John, you have to understand that that's probably a little hard to tell at this point.
Oh, that's fair. So, and then I also downloaded the sequel to Tsukihime.
Wait, what?
Kagetsu
yeah, there's a
Toya.
sequel. Nobody talks about it. It's just like Fate Hollow Ataraxia. There's a Kagetsu Toya.
Yeah, I played that. It's real gross. Enjoy fucking a 9-year-old from first-person perspective. Enjoy it.
You played that too? Wait. You finished Tsukihime and went on to that?
Yep. Because I was an idiot.
I'm in shock right now. Like, I thought it was crazy enough that Polly got through Tsukihime somehow. I had no idea there was a sequel. I had no idea there was Lolicon in it, apparently.
God.
Oh, it's very explicit.
Oh, goodness.
Like, it is first person, straight up, I'm ignoring your boundaries, and this is going to be all about me.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
You're not going to have a good time.
I can't with the series anymore.
You're not going to have a good time, John.
John showed me a line.
No, I'm not going to enjoy that. I'm not here for that. But
yeah, we just look for the Ilya anime.
Yeah, like I got through that, and I did not. If I did enjoy that, I would have figured it out by now. I don't. But yeah, it's character focused writing. It's not doing the sort of plot.
I'm gonna send you 428 Shibuya Scramble, and you just play that instead.
It's not doing the Zero Escape and Danganronpa thing where it's like going real hard on the plot and the lore and the mysteries. And
that's what you need to get back to. So with Red's permission, I'm just going to send you 428. You play that.
I already bought it. I bought it on PS4, so I'm going to play that at some point.
Fuck.
So I'm sure I'll enjoy it. Because I was starting to feel really exhausted I felt very exhausted with Zero Escape and Danganronpa by the conclusions of those series.
Well, they're big commitments. Those are large, those are 3 huge 40-plus hour games apiece.
You know, it's also a huge commitment, though, is reading literally every piece of Type Moon literature ever.
That's what I'm saying, is that the Tsukihime and the Fate both are very character focused for their whole runtime, and they're focused on those arcs in a way that Zero Escape and Danganronpa really never were. So I'm I've connected really hard with both.
Don't think anybody gets raped in any of those games.
That's true. They're not as gross, but
I thought Danganronpa is super character focused, though.
It really is.
Sure. Especially 3.
You have to make people care about those characters, or you're not going to care when they die.
That's absolutely true. But there's also just a bunch of murder mystery stuff. There's a bunch of class trial stuff. There's a bunch of...
Okay, so that's what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of extra shit. There's a bunch of stuff to get through, and especially by 3, I was like, all right, I kind of got the point here. So it's this weird thing where I play a Fate or even Tsukihime. It's like, even the parts that are bad, at least doesn't feel like filler in my brain.
I don't know. Spending 20 hours from the perspective of somebody who can't get out of bed sounds like a lot of.
That was like one of the
filler to
best
me.
parts. It was really tense.
Oh yeah, so tense. Very
It's like a
tense.
Stephen King book. That's literally the premise of Misery, and that's a real tense, good story.
Oh yeah.
So
Let's just make that comparison. You just made that fucking comparison.
Tsukihime and Misery. Yes, I did.
I'm gonna fucking shoot myself.
Well, I mean, reading Tsukihime sounds like Misery, so I can see it.
So absolutely super fucking mega gross. Absolutely the worst. I might stomach kind of again pull back a little bit. But yeah, I'm a Type Moon super fan.
So
I'm pretty much in it now. Yeah.
So what is the roadmap from here? You've got the Garden of Sinner movies.
Yep.
You've got the Garden of Sinner books, apparently.
He's got a couple short stories. He's got the Tsukihime sequel, all the Melty Blood. Melty Blood has like 10 hours of original Nasu VN content. Fate Hollow Ataraxia, the 3 Fate Extra RPGs, plus the 4th one that's not fan translated, which sucks. Because I heard people call that the Heaven's Feel of Fate Extra.
Jeez.
Ugh.
There's so much.
There's all the Fate Grand Order stuff. There's 3 full arcs that are being adapted into movies, based on just the Natsu chapters, because those are the only good ones, because all the other chapters are fucking garbage so far.
Oh, it's kind of hard to call something garbage in relation to anything Nasu has done. It's really weird.
Yeah, that in the grander Type Moon verse, the only good stuff is Nasu basically, or the Urbage.
I was going to say, don't you dare exclude Fate Zero.
No, Fate Zero is good. Fate Zero, and then the Nasu stuff, and then the good parts of Caliad Liner.
Of which there are none.
No,
anyways,
it's like half. It's like split down the middle of awful bullshit, and then like a good story. It's the worst. So this is the next.
Worst.
So this is my continued journey. I'm very much in it. This is me, y'all. This is me now. But I can put a lid on it a little bit, since it seems like I didn't process, because Fate never got as gross as Tsukihime is for basically its whole runtime, and I can get why that would get under folks' skin to just hear it talked about constantly. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's where we're at.
So how about
a 5-minute break?
Okay.
I need to go take a shower and get all of this god-awful Type Moon off of me.
I did that at least once, where I put the controller down and went to take a shower.
And this is the media you choose to partake. All right, we'll be back in 5 minutes, folks.
Love y'all. Doing my best.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
What is the proper thing to say to somebody who agrees to let you eat them?
This is a pun. Bon appetit.
Thank you very much.
I knew it.
Boom.
I knew it was a pun.
Knocked it right out of the park. I'm so funny.
Oh, did you just come up with that one?
Yeah, I just thought of that one. It's like, I know exactly how to break the ice.
What do you get if you go to a festival about eating people?
What do you get?
The carnivore.
Boom. Man, Mein Tao, that is a real fucked up song based on a real fucked up story.
What?
Yeah. Colin mentioned the song Mein Tao by Rammstein in the chat. It's real fucked up. It's about a real thing that happened.
But
it translates to my part, so I'll let you go from there.
Okay. Can you mash it up with Love Shack?
No, probably not. That'd be real weird. Yeah, if you love that one, you'll love Wiener Blut. Yeah.
I mean, the podcast is done now, right?
Probably.
Because John's done and you're done.
What about you?
No, I do have one more.
You got one more thing? All right.
Kinda.
All right.
It's the thing I talked about earlier.
All right. Yeah, we're almost done. I'll have things to talk about next time. Just wait.
I'm back.
Oh, he's back! Look who finally decided to come back.
Hi.
You missed my great vor pun.
Yeah.
Oh no, what was it?
I'm not going to tell you now.
Okay.
You missed it. That's your fault for being late.
Can I say another thing?
If you must.
Sorry. it's just I feel like I kind of kept dancing around and sort of skipping over the really gross shit that happens in this story.
Well, do we need to go into that?
No, that's what I'm saying is that I don't want that to see. I don't want. My intent there wasn't to minimize it or like make excuses for it or erase it. You know, all the rape that happens in it and abuse and awful shit. It was more just like not really feeling qualified. I get like my conclusions there aren't useful, I guess.
Well, I mean, I don't think a bad conclusion to anything involving rape is, ooh, that's bad. Yeah. I think that's a pretty good conclusion to draw.
I mean, you were extremely squicked out on Twitter multiple times by this game and said stuff like, why does this have to be so fucking gnarly, basically?
Yeah, I said that a couple times. I had that.
Like, why is this so viscerally violent and gross?
Yeah.
Like, to what end is this going?
Yeah, just pornographic, but just way not. So, yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say, was just like, it wasn't my intent there to minimize or make excuses. It was just not really feeling comfortable, I guess, going too deep there. And so I'm just interested as a storyteller who's interested in gross shit, just as not personally as like a fetish thing necessarily, but just as someone who has gone through some shit, and maybe wants to make uncomfortable, ugly stories. Mm-hmm. Not in the same way, obviously.
No, because this series seems to take like all of this shit, and this is my personal beef with it, is that Nasu's shit is strictly for pornographic purposes, and I'll never be convinced otherwise. I don't think any of that shit adds anything to his stories other than someone to sit and jack off to. And that is always that always feels like the point of anything like rape or sexual abuse that happens throughout the vast majority of his stories. is that, like, it always feels like it's there for a pornographic purpose and not trying to actually delve into something as to why this is there. Make all the stories you want. They can have these kinds of themes, but I think that the way that he presents those stories is done in a way that is meant to just be somebody's fap material.
Yeah.
And that's where I just cannot give him any validation as an artist, because it just feels fucking like you're writing this for people that want to jack off to it. That's my issue with it.
I think that's an extremely fair conclusion. And I think I would own, like with Heaven's Feel specifically, like that is, I think it's also a kind of emotional pornography of, taking care of this wounded flower. That is the emotional arc of that story, is here's this person who's gone through a lot of pain. You can be their hero. You can take care of them. And, like, I connected with that a lot. And I think that in a lot of ways it is a kind of, even if I'm not jacking off to it, I'm getting off in an emotional sense of this is indulging an emotional want and not a thematic need. I guess this isn't teaching me something. It is making me feel really good by indulging this part of me. And I still appreciate that. I think that's interesting. But yeah, I think that more than fits I think your conclusions there are extremely fair in that light. And then Tsukihime goes so far in the other way, that just being outwardly pornographic, that it doesn't do really anything for me emotionally in the same way. So yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at, is that if I'm wanting to make gross stories, it's sort of nice to get a very clear example of, like, okay, here's what not to do.
Yeah, like I remember watching somebody stream once, and he was talking about, he was playing Danganronpa, and he was like, they could make this story a whole lot more dark if one of the cases was just somebody got raped. And I was like, what? What are you on, dude? What the fuck?
Yeah, you could make it more dark.
And he was like, I'm gonna make my own fucked up stories, man. There'll probably be, like, rape in it. And it's just like, he was so proud of this, like, it's like this new toy that he found of, okay, that's real emotional, mature storytelling, dude. Go for it.
And that streamer's name, Darkside Phil.
Oh, no.
I mean, that is just like edgelord 69 420 juvenile shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Everything could be more dark if you make it fucked up. Like,
yeah.
What? I'm gonna have Mario murder Luigi.
Oh shit!
And then Princess Peach falls in the lava and dies. Like, mine's still not even as bad.
Yeah, that's still not even as bad.
So I think that concludes the Type Moon chapter for a good while. Does that feel?
And I think that it's important
summary?
to have kind of bookended it with that note, because that's something that always kind of bothered me with the way that we've talked about these things, is that those things have been danced around in a way that is sexual abuse survivor. It didn't set well with me. Yeah. So it's just like to kind of like, okay, at least there's acknowledgement now that, okay, yeah, this is real bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wanted to, that's what, sensing there was something unsaid that wasn't sitting right, and wanting to talk about that. Cool.
So I guess we're gonna toss to Rhett for our final segment.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's hard to follow that.
Hey man, that's how we do it here. We segui with the best of them.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Somebody make a fart noise. Make this easier.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Now we're back on track. That's that Sockscast I know and love.
I had some tasty blueberries, so I'm feeling pretty good here.
Blueberries are rad.
I love blueberries.
They're in season now, so they're
finally
cheap.
We can agree on something. I should get some of her.
It sort of sounds like we mostly agree in general here. Right.
You can't pay me enough to read Tsukihime. Well, you probably could pay me enough if we were talking like $1 million. I'd read it.
It's 50 hours. It had to be a lot if you're not here for that.
Anyways, besides games, I've watched some anime.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a show that I've ranted about on Twitter in good and bad ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Bloom Into You. This is...
It's like that Nirvana song, right?
Huh?
It's that Nirvana song, right?
Wait, is it a...
Never mind.
I don't know the names of any Nirvana songs, so the joke doesn't work on me.
Okay.
This is a Yuri show. This is two girls who are kind of into each other. It's complicated.
Is it intentionally baiting, or is it very specific? No, there's like some kind of dynamic here. They just haven't figured it out yet.
It's very much there's a dynamic here, and they haven't figured it out yet.
Okay.
So basically, the main character, Yu, which is always a great name when translating to English.
Is it you or yo?
This time it's Yu. They're spelling it
Okay.
Y-U-U.
Okay, it's you.
So she wants to fall in love, but she can't. She's basically aromantic.
Mm-hmm.
And then she meets this other girl, her senpai, who has been, there's the whole Japanese confession thing. She's gotten lots of confessions, and she always turns everyone down immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, oh, this girl's like me. She's just not interested in dating. And then the older girl immediately falls super in love with the younger one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh, jeez. So it's been a couple weeks since I watched it. So, things get complicated because Yu is, not into it really, but, also not pushing back.
Mm.
There's a character later on who says, if I wanted to ask you to join the baseball team with us, but I knew you'd say yes if I did. Because she just kind of goes along with everything.
With the flow of everything, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then when this older girl is like, hey, I want to make out with you, and she's just going along with it, even though she doesn't really feel anything. It's a little weird. But, again, the whole theme of the show is, kind of late bloomer, figuring yourself out. I've seen people say that the show isn't really a Yuri romance, it's more of a self-actualization show.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe that I got from it when I did some reading up on it.
And I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think where the plot goes. So, you also sort of start to realize that the older girl, Toko, is also going through some shit of her own.
Mm-hmm.
And she's kind of using the younger girl, Yu, as kind of this emotional crutch. Because she's going through some grief, basically, to sum it up very succinctly.
You kind of not necessarily, because I don't know the full context, not like a rebound girl or anything, but more.
Oh no, it's definitely not that.
It's a form of escapism that kind of gives you something where you can be fulfilled on some level. Yeah,
she's basically faking it till she makes it. Her whole personality is just kind of like this construct, and she's only really showing her true self to this other girl. Mm. But this show does a thing. This show does a thing that made me so mad as a fan of watching anime and not reading manga. Where
one of those.
A huge portion of this show is dedicated to them preparing for... So they're both on the student council, and of course, what basically happened was the older girl was like, hey, you want to join the student council with me? And she's like, okay, I guess so.
Sure.
Because she goes along with everything. So a huge amount of the plot is dedicated to them being like, hey, we're going to do a student council stage show, like a play, which is kind of weird and crazy. Ooh, it hasn't been done for a while. And episodes of the show are them writing the script or them staying at the school for a couple nights to work on their performance. Mm-hmm. And then you get to episode 13 and the show just kind of ends without them ever getting to actually do the damn thing.
I think you DM'd me
that just
I'm mad.
I was mad.
That just ruined shit for me entirely.
Yeah,
because it's an 8-volume series that I don't think has quite finished yet. I think it's going to be when it finishes 8 volumes, and they've only got 13 episodes so far. So it's maybe a third of the way through the story estimate. Because then I saw people who were like, "Oh yeah, if you read the manga, like the stage show would take like 3 or 4 episodes to do properly because it's like the turning point of the show basically." Like, it's just
Eleanor says there's a long way to go.
Yeah.
The world right now is anime world is sort of rough for folks like us that don't really like reading manga.
I don't want to read the manga.
Yeah.
And I just like stories that are self-contained. Like, give me a nice 26 episode show that gets in, does its thing, and makes me feel real good about having watched it. You're not gonna find me watching a show that's just like at the end it's like, yo, go read the manga now, and I'm just gonna well, that's a pile of garbage. You just ruined everything.
It was real frustrating just being like, because I'm watching the last episode, and the last episode is just basically them going on a date.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! And you know that fucking performance isn't happening.
Yeah.
I was still holding on hope till the very end. Just totally naive, like, well, they're literally not going to end it. They're going to, like, cut to the end of it or something. And then it's like, boy, they sure only have, like, 10 minutes left of this entire show to actually do the thing. And then, like, it kind of starts playing the ending theme and, like, doing credits on the show, and I'm like, man, they're still not really doing the thing, huh?
Oh, you only got about 2 minutes left.
And then there's like a 2-minute post-credit thing, and I'm like, and I'm still holding. I'm like, is that a stage? And it's like, oh wait, no, they're on a train. They're actually that's when I finally realized that they're just not doing the thing, huh? So that was frustrating, realizing. So like, John mentioned earlier when I talked about this on Twitter, like, that open-ended endings can be really good.
Yeah.
So, like, after I had not calmed down, I wasn't, like, seriously angry, but, like, once I'd kind of gathered my thoughts, because I was thinking about this all day, I rewatched that, like, 2-minute ending post-credit thing and cried a whole bunch, because it's actually a really good ending. If you ignore the context of them not doing the thing that half the show was about. But, like, on its own, I think it's a super, super good ending. It's so weird. Because this is the show, Polly, that made me go, hey, what's the metaphor in trains in
trains
Japan?
and, yeah.
This show does that so fucking much. Like, this whole show is like, train metaphors. So, like, and then the last scene of the show is them on a train, because of course it's like it's all connected, and it's a really cute and sweet show that just doesn't have an ending right now, and that's real frustrating.
Yeah,
I really hope they get to adapt.
Can't put my hat in for that one.
I know, it's not even like I hope they get one more season. It's like I hope they get 2 more seasons.
Yeah,
but
it sounds like they're gonna need quite a bit. Yeah, they're gonna need like 2 more seasons, or at least to wrap it up.
Yeah, which good Yuri shows are hard to find, because this one was so cute and sweet compared to like fucking what was Citrus?
Oh god, yeah, that one.
That was just like girls forcing themselves on each other back and forth the entire time, and then that one also just ends without finishing the manga. So, what was the penguin drum guy show? Bear drum? Something?
Yuri Kuma? Yuri Kuma's finished. It's good.
Yeah, I know. I never watched that one, though. I got it.
Yeah, you didn't. I always was pretty weird about it. I was, like, confused by that.
You got a recommendation in chat, though. So.
Yeah, I saw that. Kaze-san. I should check that out.
You can also watch Uchina. It's pretty good.
I was just thinking of Yuri shows, and then I kind of looped around and then was like, oh, I guess Flip Flappers. Oh no! I remembered Flip Flappers. God damn it! Yeah.
God.
The show was so close to being like super great, and then it just
doesn't conclude.
It just doesn't get over the finish line.
Yeah.
God.
Even though like individually parts of it super super good. Also, there are a few horny kissing scenes, which I greatly appreciated.
Yeah, that adds a lot.
I think everybody appreciates.
Yeah. There's a character in this show, though, that cracked me up, because he basically came out and went like, I'm the viewer insert. Because he finds out that these two are kind of into each other. And she's like, and then he's like, oh, but don't worry, I support you two in your relationship. But then later on, he's like, "Yeah, I am also a romantic." He doesn't explicitly say that, but that's basically what he says.
That's
like,
a cool theme to actually see explored.
Yeah, he's like, I don't fall in love with people, and she's like, "Oh, me neither," and he's like, I'm not sure about you, actually. she's like, "What are you talking about?" Because everyone is like, "You're into her," and she's like, "No,
nah, it's just a thing. Just gal pals.
We just make out sometimes, but I'm not into her." So it's like, kind of want to recommend this show, but like with anime now, you just have to be like,
by the way, it doesn't end.
Doesn't have an ending, and that sucks. Because even like ReZero, which I really liked, doesn't have an ending yet.
You should just have that as like a thing on a date. Just have one database, and it's just name 2 columns on the table, and it doesn't end.
Yeah, like give me that list. Give me that database, please.
That's what's amazing is that there's this website called like animefiller.net or whatever. Yep. But it's intended for like shows like Dragon Ball and Naruto, where like they add in a ton of filler.
Yeah.
But like they're so close to just having that data there of like, yes, this adaptation only gets to chapter 13 of 48 or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like they could adapt that site to also be like, hey, does it end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would be really nice.
But then back in the day, like shows would just have an original ending, like Soul Eater or Oron. They would just have an ending and then conclude there, even if there was more manga.
Mm-hmm. Really kind of missing those days now.
Yeah, they were really good days. Going on that site's very fun because you'll go to like FMA and it'll be like, well, the back half of the show is all filler.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Episode 37, mixed filler. Episode 38 to 50, filler.
You go to that page and you look at Eureka 7 and it's just like the entire series run is listed as all filler. Wow.
Oh, weird.
Kitty Grade too. Weird.
Oh, but Kitty Girl End is canon actually.
I can't believe that they actually returned to that idea.
It's not as bad as the first one. I watched it.
Yeah, but your tastes aren't the most discerning. We've figured out over the course of the run of this entire podcast, I think.
Well, that's true of both of us, I think.
Yeah,
well, I watched that.
I have fucking standards. That's my job as this host. Is I have fucking standards. These two just gobble up any trash out of the trash can they find.
I feel like me watching a couple bad anime is not on the level of John doing the literal entire Nazu chronology.
He's got you there.
I'm not there yet. I'm just prepared.
But you're attempting to.
Yeah.
You can't even be like, I'm going to play every Trails game.
I'm going to.
Like, I'm going to.
Works.
Like that's my mission is to play every Trails game, and that's a pretty damn solid thing to commit to, right?
Have you played Cold Steel 2? Are you?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're up to date though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Polly's caught up.
It's when you're like me and John that are like in the back half, I guess, of the original 3.
Can you believe Rhett's gonna finish Trails 3rd before John ever starts it?
Going to finish it. See, that's not fair. He can start it any time.
Okay.
Like, see, I started it.
But I think you're still going to beat him.
Oh, I know. But like, I will be like 90% of the way through that game, and he'll just go, "I started it." Like that doesn't count.
I have 3 spreadsheets on my computer that I check pretty regularly, and it's my Falcom spreadsheet, and that's both Ease and Trails and a bunch of other old Falcom games that I'm kind of interested in. I got my Brandon Sanderson spreadsheet and I've got my Nasu spreadsheet.
Oh,
and that's where I'm at.
With that last one, it's more like a spreadsheet.
So I'm very much still Falcom super fan, budding Falcom super fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think Chelsea's giving you your membership card yet.
Someday.
Mm. You're almost there. I figure, you're almost there. You're almost there, though.
Did Ease 6, did Ease 8, did 2 Trails games, did Ease 1 and 2.
Man, her standards are really high, huh? Wow. Still haven't got that card yet.
I'm on my way. Falcom's like the good, happy This is just completely good. I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's nothing real bad in there.
Yeah.
You know?
It's basically like Falcom Games and Ursula Le Guin novels are my like, oh yeah, this is just completely excellent and nice.
Oh yeah,
It's like
it's Popful Mail on the Falcom spreadsheet.
Popple Mail is on this
Okay,
Popple
good.
spreadsheet.
Yeah, that's a
Wait,
good game.
is that really a Falcom game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I played that back in the day
Yeah,
on Sega CD.
I still have my copy.
Oh, I think I do. I might have lost the instruction booklet. I can't remember.
I like that game a lot.
Yeah. I had no idea. I literally didn't know that was a Falcom game because I just saw it. That's a Working Designs game.
Like man, Working Designs games were kind of like ubiquitous and interesting because they were pulling over all the shit that like nobody was looking at. Like they were pulling
Like
in,
Falcom games.
yeah, like Falcom games.
Yeah.
Except like those got a little bit of representation here on the TG16 and the SNES and Genesis. So
It's amazing that I had a TurboGrafx but never played Ys until Steam.
yeah, because like that East Book 1 and 2 collection was like one of their biggest sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Was it on CD only or something?
Yeah.
And that's still like the definitive version outside of the new PC one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a shame though. I had a TurboGrafx 16 but not the CD attachment.
Oh man,
That's
you
probably why.
missed the best part of owning a TG16.
No,
No, the
Gator
best part was the Turbo Express.
Yeah, okay.
That was the fucking Switch like 30 years before the Switch.
Hue cards, man. Hue cards. We got to bring Hue cards back.
I mean, have you seen those Switch games?
Yeah, they're pretty damn small.
They're pretty fucking small. But yeah, there was no CD attachment for that thing, so I was like, I don't care.
Mm.
Could you imagine if there was a CD attachment for that? Somebody should make that.
Somebody could engineer that, I'm sure.
Or just dump the things to a
Dump them to a format that could load from a flash cart.
fucking slam a USB onto a Turbo Express.
That would be the shit. That would be so fucking cool if you could make that thing also pull off ISO games. That would be so good. Like I would literally buy a fucking Turbo Express if I could do that.
The Turbo Express Classic, now it plays the CD games too.
Hell yeah, man. Finally can play the good versions of the Valis games.
I've got my whole TurboGrafx section of my to-play sheet.
Mm.
It's just Bonk's Revenge and Utopia, actually.
People keep saying Newtopia when it's pronounced Noitopia. Just saying.
Noitopia?
Yeah.
That sounds made up, but okay.
The EU. It's a German term. The EU is oi.
We already decided earlier this episode. I'm choosing to trust you.
Okay.
Noitopia.
There you go.
As a kid, I was like, that's obviously Utopia.
Uncultured swine.
Listen, I was like 9. I didn't even know what other languages were.
You were 9 and you had a TurboGrafx. You were on the cutting edge of culture.
You were the cool kid on the block. People were coming miles around to knock on your door.
Yeah.
Where else were they going to play Bonk?
Yeah, exactly.
I thought you were going to say, you've got a list of TurboGrafx games you need to play, and it's just one, Air Zonk.
Air Zonk's bad!
Shut up. This podcast is over.
Oh my god.
Life is good.
I guess that's everything I've been into.
Yeah.
Basically.
So is that everything? Are we ready to are we ready to start winding on down?
Tight 2 hours.
That was a very tight 2 hours. I'll have something next time, I promise.
Cool.
So
Hey, Polly.
yeah.
I'll give you a tight 2 hours.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. He's not kidding either. He's got a big dick. That's what he means by tight. 2 hours.
Okay. I was thinking like 2 hours of really tight sex, like really good.
Well, that too.
Yeah, because of the big
It's
dick.
a double entendre.
Yeah, it's a double entendre.
Because of the big dick.
It goes both ways, like me. Boom.
Boom.
Boom. All right. So that is going to do it for another fun episode of the Sockscast. I want to thank everybody out there in internet land for downloading us continuously, even though we are proving ourselves to probably not be worth that download, but you keep listening, and we're real happy you do.
And bless you.
And God bless you.
God bless us, everyone.
And of course, everybody out there in Twitch land that comes by and stops by for all of our live shows, you guys make it a load of fun. Even though we don't interact a whole lot with the chat and everything in real time, because we got to host a podcast. You guys here, you keep it fun and you keep it amazing. And thanks again for all the subs and the bits and all that fun stuff too. Y'all are fantastic. So, John Thayer, where can we find you?
Farawaytimes.itch.io.
And Rhett.
Inconsequentialexistence.com. Somebody was bugging me to update it recently.
Well,
because they're like, hey, Flash is gonna die soon, right? You gotta do downloads for all the games, and I'm like, oh no.
You know that week you had off, you could have easily accomplished it.
I played Wander Song.
Okay, that's actually a good
literally
defense.
how I'm shutting you up.
Yeah, you actually can win that one. Yeah. I can't fuck with that.
I played Wander Song and then 428.
Yeah, that was like when you bringing in like the non-stop bangers to the podcast.
And then I played Sekiro on the last day because it came out on Friday.
Yeah. Good time for that game to come out. You can find me at my dumb website. And remember, we are the podcast that loves you. We're the only ones that love you. All right. So I guess everybody stick around. I'm gonna shoot y'all on over somebody. Let's see who else streaming. Who's our good pals? We got a good pal streaming, I'm sure. You know what? He was in my chat earlier. He was hanging out. Good old pal LRock617. He's grinding out some Turtles 3: The Manhattan Project, which is pretty solid Turtles game for the NES. He's going to be running that for the NLSS coming up next weekend. So, and he's also going to be putting on his own turtle-themed project where he's going to play whole shitload of 8 and 16-bit turtle games in one day. So that's
what is the NLSS?
I don't remember what it stands for.
Because the acronym I know with the letters are the
Northern Lion
Super Show. So I was super confused for a second. I'm like, what?
No, it's not that. It's not
that. Okay. I'm like, yeah, they don't really play NES games on that.
No. All right, so everybody stick around. I'm going to kick you on over there. Thanks again for coming out. We will catch you again in probably 2 weeks. So later, y'all. Much love. Woo. Okay, now I've got to press that button that says stop streaming.